Welcome to the Local Vibe podcast, unscripted, it's uncensored, the real deal straight up music talk. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. This is dedicated to the local musicians of Denver, Colorado. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live podcast of the Local Vibe, bringing you entertainment for all local musicians right here in Denver, Colorado. I appreciate you guys. Again, I said it before, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so already, head on over to YouTube, do a like and subscribe, and then also you can follow us on Facebook, all right? Appreciate you guys very much. Well, I tell you what, we have a great show lined up tonight. We have some excellent talent here. Again, some local musicians visiting us in the studio tonight. You guys are going to be super impressed. So, this is the time that I say, go grab yourself a beer, grab yourself a warm drink, whatever it is you want. Get in front of that TV, and we're about to bring you some live entertainment here straight up on the Local Vibe podcast, just like we do. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce a band here, and we're going to play a few songs before we start talking. Typically with the Local Vibe, what we're doing is it's unscripted, it's unfiltered, it's just straight from the heart. We're straight up music talk, bringing in local musicians, lots of talent here up and down the front range. Y ahora esta noche, hijo, qué tremendo talento tenemos. Ahora tenemos a Sol Over Luna. Let's go over there.
Siento que voy a estallar de tanto pensar en ti, porque tú me salvas de este abismo. Ya puedo respirar, porque tú me llevas a la luna. No puedo explicar lo que tú me haces sentir. No lo puedo controlar cuando te acercas a mí. Y ya no tengo que estar aquí en la oscuridad, porque tú me haces brillar. Al fin pude encontrarte a ti. Siento que voy a llorar de tanto amarte a ti, porque con tu voz llenas mi alma. Puedo respirar, porque tú me elevas a otro mundo. Y no puedo olvidar lo que tú me haces sentir. No lo puedo controlar cuando te acercas a mí. Y ya no tengo que estar aquí en la oscuridad.
nice. Very nice.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place, and if I stare too long, I'd probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain. I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hair reminds me of a warm, safe place where, as a child, I'd hide and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. And oh, sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. Child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. And oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, what are you guys thinking? One more? ¿Otra más? Ándale.
más, una
Okay,
más.
una más.
You said my love is like a mystical dream, and when I went to say thank you, you wouldn't say please. The last time I put you down on your knees, I had you begging for more. Say the words and I will tease you. Do the things that make me please you. You know what I will expect tonight. said my love is like a social disease, and when your fantasies faltered, your spirit was clean. The last time I put you down on your knees, I had you begging for do those things that make me please you. You know what I will expect tonight. Come into my world, I'll make you stop breathing. Losing all control, it's all that you're seeking. By the time I'm done, I know you'll be begging, oh, for a jail cell. Cell. Come into my world, I'll make you stop breathing. Losing all control, it's all that you're seeking. By the time I'm done, I know you'll be begging, oh. Cell.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Sol Over Luna right here live at the Local Vibe here performing for us, guys. And this is awesome. I appreciate them being out here. We got a great interview coming up here with everybody. And yeah, so first off, what I'd like to do is I'd like to continue with this great music. I'm going to show you guys a video. There's also a video that they have on YouTube. You can find them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms out there. And they got some great music out there as well. So I'm going to play this video for you. We'll continue the music. And again, this is the Local Vibe Music Podcast. So we play a lot of music here. So check this out. Let's check out this video.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. You're dangerous, I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait. I need a hit, baby, give me it. You're dangerous, I'm loving it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We got some great artists here tonight again at the Local Vibe. And I'm glad that they're here. Welcome you guys to the Local Vibe podcast here at my home studio. I'm glad to have you guys. If you're not subscribed already, I definitely recommend you get out there and check out the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Follow the Facebook page as well. We have some great musicians coming into the studio probably over the next 18 to 19 weeks. I think I'm already booked all the way to like the end of April right now, which is definitely a great thing. And like I said before, this is dedicated to all the local musicians out there, right? So if you guys know anybody that's out there, you want to get them a chance to get up on YouTube and join a local Vibe podcast, definitely send them my way, and we'll definitely spend some time with them, all right? So here we have Soul Over Luna tonight. And we're definitely going to get into some of the interview questions. And what happens is you get to see these guys live and perform. Maybe you get to see them at a big show. I know these guys have performed all over the place throughout the state in various areas as well. And you don't necessarily get to hear some of the personal interviews, right? So with this Local Vibe podcast, we're able to bring some personal interviews and just talk a little bit about people's background and kind of where they grew up and how they started playing music, that kind of good stuff, right? So bringing you all that good stuff. So once again, thank you for joining. All right. I definitely want to also thank my production guy, Michael. I know Michael's been doing production for me for the last few episodes. So thank you, Michael. And then also I want to talk about one of my sponsors. I have a great sponsor that has been doing some wonderful things for us tonight and is definitely in the studio here with us as a special guest. So I want to thank my buddy Ernesto. I got to show you this video here, but before I do that, let me talk to you a little bit about what he does. So Airport and Transportation LLC, he's got a great company. He's got some beautiful vehicles, and what he does is he takes people around. If you're traveling to the ski resorts, you're going to the airport, whatever it is that you're doing, and you don't want to drive, you give this guy a call. He's going to hook you up. Tell him Fast Eddie sent you, and he'll know exactly who that is. And he's going to hook you up with a safe ride. He also does Red Rock. So let's take a look at this video. Michael, let's play this video here for my sponsorship. All right. Once again, Ernesto with, and you can find him. Here's a website that he's got. It's got www.lemolemo.limo, and he's got some beautiful rides. I mean, take a look at some of those rides. I think I see an Audi up there. He's got a couple of vans and a nice SUV. So, you know, he's got some first-class vehicles, and I've known this guy for a very long time. He's a great guy. Tell him Fast Eddie sent you, and he's going to hook you up with a free bottle of water or something like that, huh? And get you safely to your destination as well. Don't forget that. But also Red Rocks, you know, that's a cool thing, right? Because if anybody's ever been to Red Rocks, you're going to go see a concert, and you want to do some tailgating, and maybe you don't want to drive. You don't have to worry about that. Don't do it. Just give Ernesto a call. He's going to hook you up, take you out there, and take care of you guys. All right. So once again, thank you, Ernesto, LLC, Airport Transportation. All right, awesome. Well, at this time, I want to, and you can tell I like that little button a lot, right? Carla mentioned, she's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So I want to introduce my guest, and you saw him already perform a few songs, right? One of them was actually an original, and then there was a couple of covers. We're going to talk about that here this evening, which would be awesome. So I'm going to turn it over here to my left-hand side and let Carla introduce herself real quick, briefly. And Carla, say hello.
Hi, Eddie. I'm so happy to be here today. And,
Thank you.
You know, with my band, of course. We are really excited to be part of this. We love that you're doing this, and this studio is great.
Nice. Thank you very much.
So thank you again for having us tonight.
Yes, thank you. Yep. And then also we have the band here that's with us as well that we're performing as well. We're going to kind of go around and you guys say hi as well.
Hello. Hey.
Yeah, all right. All right. Yeah, Brian, say a few things, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. I play guitar for Soul Over Luna. I'm also in a couple other bands in town. Been playing guitar since I was about 11 and live here in Aurora.
All right. Emily.
I really feel like Brian didn't talk himself up enough just there.
Right.
He's incredible. He also teaches guitar.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I teach guitar too.
I got you.
Okay, there you go.
Very modest.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Emily. He was kind of holding back a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Brag.
I teach at Guitar Center at Park Meadows. I also teach at School of Rock in Aurora, and yes, so I teach sometimes privately, but mainly at those two locations. So if anyone's interested, just pop on over there, and then you can ask for my name, and they'll let you know how to get in touch with me.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, Brian. I'm Emily. I'm also a teacher, but not of guitar. I couldn't do it. I teach drums, and I've been drumming for about 25 years now, 24 years, and it's my full-time job. So I'm really lucky to be living that there dream.
That is awesome, Emily. That is awesome.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right. And then last but not least, we have Jorge right there also. Jorge.
Hello. I'm Jorge. I play bass and I play guitar too sometimes. I'm from Panama City, Panama. Been playing. I play guitar since I was 8 years old.
Yeah, it's very directional. The mic is very directional. You just got to
Yeah.
kind of talk in it, but it's not bien.
Yeah, it's good. So a lot of Spanish music in my background. Spanish music, and I've been here in Colorado since 2006, and I met Carla, I would say 7 years ago, when she was pregnant, and I'm like, I saw her videos, I'm like, oh, I don't think she's gonna ever call me. She's like a Shakira or something, you know? I'm like, she will never call me to play with Jorge, really? And then she sent me a couple songs. I sent her a couple songs. She's like, yeah, I would love to meet you. So I went to her house, and we started jamming, and I learned her songs and started playing with her. And she was like, you already know the songs? I didn't give you the chords. I'm like, come on, we figured out chords for a long time. So we figured out the chords and songs, and we've been together, I think 7 years, 6, 7
I think
years.
it's more, Jorge.
More, maybe
because
more,
I had just
yeah.
had Daniel. Daniel is 9.
Yes, you were
so
pregnant.
I was probably 8. Well, I was pregnant the first time I spoke to you.
Yes.
We met through a mutual friend, and the interesting thing is that I had moved out to Colorado, and I was big in the music scene in Miami. And when I moved out here with my husband, it was all new and different to me. So it wasn't, like I knew anybody here in the music scene. So I did have another band for a little while called Delicious Point, which was something I used to say when I was little because I didn't really know English. I thought that's how you said something was delicious. And after that band, and I got pregnant and I had my 2 kids, I kind of stopped doing music for a little bit. I was focusing on just being a mom. And that's when, Jorge called. And I think it was more about his heart. Jorge is one of those people that brings people together.
That is absolutely true, Carla. Yes.
He is pure.
He's full of heart.
Yes, he's actually pure magic. He's one of those people that you just adore. So when Jorge called me and I spoke to him, I don't know, I just felt this really good energy with him. And I invited them over to my house. And here I am with like a tiny little baby. I had just had a baby. Jorge comes along, with different. Actually, at the time, Emily and Brian were not part of the band yet, and I just loved him, and we just started playing. And little by little, it evolved. We had auditions where Emily showed up, and it was so funny because she was the first drummer we auditioned, and I was like, "That's it!
Like she's the one.
She's amazing. We want her." And we had to keep her. She is not only an amazing musician, but like a beautiful person, super professional. Like we've become a family. And then last to be part of Sol Over Luna was Brian, whom actually Jorge met first, but he sent me a video of him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that guitarist.
Let's get him.
Let's get him.
Thanks, Jorge.
Get 'em.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and he also auditioned for us, and it was funny because he did say he was nervous, but like he was just so good. Like I was drooling. I'm like, is this guy for real? Like,
Nice.
Like he was just, and I asked him to learn specific solos, like the exact way that we did them in our songs.
Right.
And he did. So I was super impressed.
Very cool. Yeah, no, that's
Thanks,
awesome.
Carla.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, Carla, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, again, I know Brian and Jorge both. I played with those guys for a little bit with another group that we have called Flash Jam, and it's a great place to meet people. And Jorge, I tell you what, it's really true. I've heard this from a lot of people. So Carla, you're not the first one. They say, when you meet this guy, he's a great guy, And I was like, yeah, he is. He's a great person.
His last name is Angelini.
Angelini.
He really is.
Angel.
Yeah. Nice. Yes. Very much. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's awesome. No, I know, and I know we got a little bit into our backgrounds here, but that's kind of one of our first questions that we have up for everybody, and those of you that are listening and live on YouTube, we definitely appreciate that. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about backgrounds, or maybe we could start with Carla. If you could tell us just a little bit about, kind of where you grew up. I know you mentioned Miami, so
Yes.
I'd be interested to hear that as well, and just kind of tell us a bit about your background and how you get into music, and then we'll kind of go around the room as well. Okay?
Sounds good. I'll try to keep it short. I'm old.
We have plenty of time. Don't worry about it. Plenty of time.
So, well, I started singing in Miami. I grew up in Miami. I started singing, doing jingles and commercials for
Wow.
the Bayside Boys. It was a studio called Bayside Music, and I did like Publix and Acura, like won awards for it. I was probably 15, 16 at the time, and then that's when they got a call about the Macarena. They wanted Power 96, which is a radio station over there, wanted to play the Macarena, but it was all in Spanish and they weren't allowed to. So they wanted Carlos, the guy from Bayside Boys, to remix the Macarena and add an English version. So he had the idea to do the girls' version, like her response to what the Los del Rio were singing.
Right.
So he did this version called, the Bayside Boys mix, and I became the performing artist. So it was really cool because I was only like 19. I was super innocent. And if you know the words to the song, it's not very innocent.
Right.
So I'm here like 3 weeks later singing on the Oprah show, this song live, which was insane. And from then it just kept touring. We went all over, Europe, and we got quadruple platinum. So it was really great. After that, I actually went to study opera and jazz. So I sang with a jazz band for a while. I sang opera for a while. And then I got recruited by Emilio Estefan to be part of Miami Sound Machine Part 2, which was called MSM, Las Miami. And we actually made it pretty big in Spain. And we got a gold album over there. It was, or 2 or something like that. We released 2 albums. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It was before the days of social media and all that. So I got to enjoy it in a different way. Nice. And then after 4 years, that's when, the group sort of dissolved and we went our own separate ways. I started doing some more solo stuff. I got more into modeling and acting kind of things. And then, I moved to Colorado,
Okay.
which was, then I was married. It was just a different thing. I never gave up music, but I was focused on, raising the family for a little bit. And then of course the itch comes back where you're like, I gotta do this. And I luckily have an amazingly supportive husband who really, supports my music and has been there for everything. I released my own album in Spain. I'm trying to make it short because I talk too much.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead. We have plenty of time.
But I did release a Carla Vanessa right before COVID hit. And I went to Spain, Mexico, Colombia, everywhere. I'm Colombian, by the way, Colombian, Nicaraguan. And then I did touring to promote it. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it kind of went nowhere. But if you want to go hear it, you can find it. It's, all over the digital platforms. It's Carla Vanessa.
Okay, yeah, and we're going to definitely check that out too. We have some videos queued up that we'll be able to check out and take a look at as well.
But I can't forget to say the most important part, which is once I met Jorge, that's when we formed Soul Over Luna.
Right.
And that has been like a passion project for me because it's not only about the music, it's about the people and,
Sure.
supporting each other and doing it for the love of music.
Yes. No, you said some great things, and that's just it. I think all of us as musicians, I know you'd asked me that as well. I'm a musician as well. I've been playing drums since the age of 10 years old. I started playing in a church band, so I started playing.
Oh, I started singing in church.
Yeah. A lot of people do that, right? And but yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like once you get that in your blood, you just you always default to that when people are having hard times or they're going through rough times. You put some music on, it takes you to a different place, and that's exactly what music is supposed to do, right? It changes your emotions and takes you from different places. But yeah, so I can definitely attest to that, where you're wanting to go back, and definitely do some more music. So that's interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So Miami, and then Bayside Boys, right? And then so Macarena, basically another version. What year was that? Do you think that was?
That was 1996.
96. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm old.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay, just for the record, I did not
Birthday.
say that.
No, it's just funny because the way you looked at me, you're like, okay.
It's like 96.
Okay.
Started thinking here. Okay, where was I? Where were you?
Oh,
in
that's okay.
1996?
I'm actually okay with all that. I don't.
No.
I don't care about the age thing.
It's all good.
But
It's
it's
all
funny
good.
because in the music business, that's always kind of like a thing, right?
Right.
But no, it was '96, and we toured a lot during that time, and after that was MSM, which was with Emilio Estefan, and
Okay.
and then from there, I actually did a little bit of more studying in school. So I studied music education. So I also
okay,
teach
gotcha.
voice lessons, like my colleagues over there that give guitar and drum lessons
Yeah,
as well.
nice. So Carla, tell us a little bit about you said Emilio Estefan, right? So if the
Yes.
audience doesn't know who this is, maybe we could talk a little bit about who he is.
Yes, he is Gloria Estefan's husband.
Okay.
He's also her producer, and he was also part of Miami Sound Machine, the original.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you don't know who that is, you can go check that out. Pretty big name, anyways.
Yes,
So that's
especially in
awesome.
Miami.
Yeah. And Miami's great. I love. I tell you what, I've always thought about that, like deep in the back of my mind, and my wife could attest to this. I've told her a couple of times, hey, what about Miami? What about Florida? And but it's just the vibe is so different, and that's the other thing that I enjoy about talking to Jorge too, because he's from Panama City, and just the different vibe in the music. I grew up in South Texas. In San Antonio.
Okay.
And in San Antonio también tenemos mucha cumbia, tenemos mucha música tejana, but it's a mix of like country and Mexican mixed together. You see, tejano, right? So it's kind of like it's got a different vibe. But really, that's where I grew up playing that kind of music was tejano music. And the one thing that I could tell you about, for drummers out there, when you play Tejano music, it's something about their timing that is really different. And so if you can instill that early on, it's really good because it creates good metering and good timing in drummers. So just a little tip there, right? So
Yes.
no, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Okay, great. Well, thank you. And then let's kind of go over there to the rest of the folks here, and let's start with Brian. Brian, if you could tell us a little bit about your background as well, that'd be awesome.
Go ahead
Oh,
and
sure.
name drop.
Yeah, I've like I said, I've been playing guitar since I was 11. When I played my high school graduation, the band I was in, we played that. And then I was in a band, I joined a band called Nasty Passion, which on the East Coast, this was in the Baltimore, DC area. And we were one of those bands. This is back, I'm also old. This was back, this is back in 1989. So we played some big places on the East Coast. There was a place called Hammerjacks, which was in Baltimore. It was the biggest place on the East Coast. It was like two school gyms next to each other, and one side had a club and one side had a live thing. So I saw like Guns N' Roses and Skid Row and all these bands there. Then we decided to go to LA and pursue the dream. So we all drove out to LA in June of '89. Proceeded to play the Whiskey and the Roxy and a place called Gazzari's. There's a video actually on YouTube that you can see that someone put up at Gazzari's in like 1991 or so. So we did that for a while, and then things happened, and then grunge came along and kind of moved the entire music business to Seattle. So I went to school. I went to CU Boulder, and I majored in political science and ethnic studies, and then minored in music. And I did that for a while. And then after I graduated, I was actually born in Japan because my dad was in the Air Force. So I lived in Japan till I was 5. So I had all these memories of Japan, so I decided to go see it as an adult and kind of make sense of some of the memories I had. So when I was in Japan, I was teaching English, and I happened to meet a couple of English men who were musicians, a singer. And so we formed a band out there called the Gladys, and very strange name. We had a song named Gladys, and so we just called it that. We released an album on a Japanese label out there, Explosion Records, which is a really good name. And you can still get it like on Amazon. Once in a while it pops up. It's kind of strange. It was called Scuba Diving in Hawaii. So anyway, so we did that, and then we decided to go to London because we were playing in front of audiences that were full of expats, but also Japanese people who didn't really understand the cultural references because they're from Yorkshire, Northern England. And so we thought, well, if we're actually going to do something with this original music, we should go to England. So we ended up moving to London. So it's sort of a story of me just moving around with bands and things. It's kind of strange. But so I was in London for about 7 years, and we played out there. We ended up being called Normal. We did about 100 original tracks, and we were also one of the first mashup acts.
Wait,
So
Normal was your name?
Normal was the name. Yes.
Not a good name.
Of course, yeah. Well, it's because we were totally not normal, right?
It was the opposite.
We were playing, yeah. So, and we played around. We played Glastonbury Festival in 2002. That's when Coldplay kind of blew up in England. So we were playing the same show as that. But anyway, so we ended up doing this mashup stuff in 2004 because it was like a new thing. I mean, this is like 20 years ago when mashups weren't really a thing, but it was kind of an underground thing. So we're called the Who Boys, and it was we did an album that was the Who and the Beach Boys done to our own original drum and bass and dub reggae stuff. And then we did a few mashup albums, that sort of thing. But I ended up coming back to the U.S. in 2007. And then kind of dropped out of music for a while. I was DJing and stuff down in Lodo for a year or two. And then around 2015 or so, I ended up joining a Who tribute. So I'm in the band, it's called The Substitutes. And it's Colorado's tribute to The Who. So I joined them, almost like 10 years ago. So we play around,
Playing on the 19th.
We're playing on the 19th, yes. Thanks,
wow.
Jorge. Thanks for the plug. We're playing on the 19th at Fracco's, which is in Littleton. So come on out. And so I play in that band. I started doing music again, and I've played in a couple different cover bands, that sort of thing. And then, I've always wanted to do more original stuff combined with cover stuff. So I met Jorge at the Flash Jam that you mentioned, and he said, "Hey, do you want to maybe audition?" And I said, "Sure." And then he told me who it was with, and I was like, "Oh my God, uh-oh." And
Okay,
I was like,
you're like, now I'm getting
"Wait, I have
nervous."
to audition for who? Wait, what? She did what? And then I remember he told me, and then at night I'm like pulling up YouTube videos. Oh my God!
Like, wait a minute.
It's the Macarena girl. Because what's funny is I have a memory. I actually in 1995 when I was at CU Boulder, there was a Venceremos, solidarity trip to Cuba at the time because there was a blockade. And so I was studying Chicano studies, and so we got a group of people to go to Cuba at the time, and we had to kind of go a circuitous route to get there because we had to go down to Mexico, Cancun. It was the weirdest 24 hours of my life probably because I fly from Denver, I go to Houston, you're in the airport with all these big Texans with their hats. Then I go to Cancun because you couldn't fly directly to Cuba, and was there for like 6 hours, and then get on a Cuban airliner and go, and then it's like midnight and we're arriving in Cuba. It was really wild, but it was cool. And so I'm in Cuba, and they're having a party at this place. It was named after Jose Marti, and so they start playing the Macarena, and everyone starts dancing the Macarena, because this is 95, and it was, got more popular down there. And then I came back, and then it was exploded over here, with the English version and stuff. So it's kind of a weird, circle, the circle of life. But
Yes.
There you go.
Meant to be.
But anyway,
was calling you.
So it's great because I've done a lot of original stuff before, but you kind of, if you're playing in cover bands, it's great, but if you start losing that touch with your creative side and doing originals, you can feel stifled. And so it's great that we're doing that now in Soul Over Luna because these musicians are awesome, and it's a pleasure to play with all of you guys.
Brian.
So
Nice.
And if
nice.
I may chime in,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
of those songs were original.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first and the last.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine was their only cover.
Right. Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those because we definitely want to be sure people know that they're original artists, and that's the other thing too with the local vibe was my vision, Carla, was that I wanted to create this podcast that was dedicated to all the local musicians, just local within the Denver area, because myself too, when I moved here from San Antonio. The first thing I started doing was looking for musicians. So like, where's all the music around here? And I was expecting Tejano and some cumbias, and I'm like, okay, it's
Not
a little
even.
bit different. I was like,
Not even
nah,
close.
I'm gonna have to dig deep to find that,
Yeah.
And so it took me a long time, and I found a couple of spots. There's a couple of spots in town that we'll talk about, but
nice.
it took me a while. And so I could definitely attest to that, for sure. It's different. So.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome, Brian. Well, thank you. Yeah, and you mentioned the Who. I got to tell you this and again, this is the cool thing about being able to do the podcast is that people are never going to really know this when they go and see you perform and they see you at a show, and so this kind of gives them the personal interview side of things.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a good friend of mine, and I consider him a friend because we became friends over the years. And he started a musical instrumental, business basically out of his home garage.
Right.
and started buying all kinds of instruments, amps, amplifiers, guitars, and you could never have too many guitars. I have 16 guitars and still need more.
Nice.
And anyways,
One more.
yeah, one more, right?
Like right there.
Yeah, so he started out of his garage, and anyways, met this guy, and he was super high energetic guy, and then went to a studio, and they went to another studio, and so anyways, he used to play for the Who, and he's up there in age, but
Oh, nice.
yeah, I got to meet him, and
that's fantastic.
it was funny because you'd go there and you're like, hey, what about this guitar? Well, let me show you how it sounds, and he'd look it up and turn that thing on, like you get the personal experience. So
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it's a kind of a cool story there, again, that just how things happen sometimes, But
And one thing, if you don't mind me mentioning,
Yeah.
so it's been a long day. I've had a couple crazy days because so this band I told you about, Nasty Passion, we we were kind of big at the time on the Sunset Strip and all that, and then like I said, music changed and LA was just dead. Once grunge happened, people don't quite realize how quick it was. Within a couple of months, all the labels were just gone. So anyway, long story short, we weren't in touch with each other for over 30 years, and we got back in touch over the last couple years. Ended up playing the Whiskey last year, or earlier this year, I should say, in September. And I know. See, you tell I'm tired. But then I just spent the last 2 days in Sacramento. We're going to make an album of all the songs we had and do it properly. So our drummer just laid down some drum tracks for that the last 2 days. So I went there to do guitar scratch tracks and stuff. Flew back this morning because I wanted to make sure to be here for the podcast.
Oh man, thank you very much.
So yeah, so if I sound tired, that's why. But no, anyway. But it's a great thing because that's an original thing, and that's what I'd love to do with Soul Over Luna is like put together a collection of songs that we can put on an album at some point because that would be awesome.
Yeah. You got some great talent in this band, and Carla's got an amazing voice. Being able to hear her right here in the studio is awesome.
Best singer I've ever worked with for sure.
So
Yes.
good.
And she
We
is
swoon.
an angel. I mean, you talk about
Don't make her
being
cry.
Gemini.
Don't make her-
She is an angel. She's the most humble lady. Amazing.
So that's the one thing that I realized we were talking about earlier. We were joking about, hey, I got all the bases covered. Don't worry about it. You come to the Local Vibe studio, I got you taken care
did
of.
your research. Good job, Eddie.
But the one thing I don't have is tissues.
So I can't cry.
So Carla, don't
Can't
cry.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it means a lot. I adore
privileged.
these three. Like I
So
totally love
privileged
these three.
be with you
They're
guys.
just amazing people, amazing musicians. Every time we get together to rehearse or when we go on a trip to play at a festival or something, it's just pure joy and fun and
Nice. That's
just
the way it should
adore
be,
them.
right?
They are like families.
Yeah.
So, and I do want to say also part of what we do with this band, which is something that I always wanted to do, because secretly I must be a rocker. I've sung everything like
It's no secret.
right? It's not a secret anymore. I've done opera and jazz and pop, but I always wanted to take songs and make them more rock. And so part of what we do is we take some of the top 40 hits from different eras and make them rock. So we do a lot
Nice.
of Katy Perry and Taylor Swift and just songs that have been popular. Right now we're learning Pink Pony Club and Golden from the what is it?
K-pop.
The
K-pop.
K-pop Demon
K-pop
Hunters.
Okay.
So we're taking all these songs and we love to do like our own little versions, the Soul Over Luna versions of
Nice.
it. And if you want to check us out, we are performing January 3rd, which is my birthday, at the Little
Yeah.
Bear.
Nice. I'm going to
So
write that
hopefully
down.
we can see you guys out there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll take a look at the social media page here as well.
Yes.
We
and
have we have a website too, souloverluna.com.
Okay. Yeah, I checked that out too. I did a little bit of homework as I was looking through that. This is the Facebook here, but
There it
yeah,
is.
and I'm sure on the Facebook you'll post up
for
different venues
sure.
as well. Yeah.
Yes, and we'll post when, for this show coming up.
Okay. Awesome. All right, let's go over to Emily. Now, Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's just not going to be as interesting.
Oh,
sure it
stop.
So sorry.
No, no,
We're just
no,
older
no,
than
no.
you. That's all.
That's all. She's way younger.
She's a young
Born in-
whippersnapper over here.
Born and raised in Japan. No.
No.
I was born in Florida. I was giggling to myself, so yeah, I do miss the beach here in Colorado, but
Right, we're kind of landlocked
Me too.
here,
I
right?
do miss
so
the beach.
dry, you guys.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
Yeah. but I was giggling a little because you're talking like 1989. You went to wherever. I was not born.
That's right.
I did not
Okay.
exist.
It did not exist.
Nope. But yeah, so I started drumming at the age of 9 when we moved to Colorado. And I got into it because of Travis Barker from Blink-182. If you've listened to his drumming, Ernesto, our driver from Limo, is nodding.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah.
I like the plug.
I got you, Ernesto. So, so he's just a super good drummer, and it caught my attention as a kid. And so I've stuck with it. It's the only thing I've stuck with for 35 years.
Nice.
And I've toured. I've traveled internationally with my partner, my wife Rachel. We have a project, and with various other projects throughout the United States. And drumming is my whole life and my whole passion.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a sweet name drop, but it's Carla, so you already know her.
Well, I have to say this. If she's not going to talk herself up, I'll talk her up. Because so we actually had a performance when I was promoting my album, Carla Vanessa.
Okay.
We did perform like at the Gibson Showroom, and we did all my originals, and we did 2 TV shows in Miami. Now, Emily doesn't really speak Spanish, so we did these 2 shows, and it was all in Spanish. And during one of the shows, that's very, it's comedic, right? They do a lot of funny things. Well, this one guy that was playing the congas?
Las congas.
Las congas?
Bongo.
Los bongos?
El bongo conga.
Bongos, okay.
Wait,
Estaba tocando...
No, hang on. It was conga.
Okay. Él estaba tocando
She's the
No,
drummer, she
it
knows.
wasn't the little ones, it was the big ones.
Go ahead.
Congas.
Las congas.
Yeah.
It was las congas. Bueno, what happened was this guy starts trying to taunt her. So during like the interview, all of a sudden this guy's like, well, can you match me? So here's blonde Emily, who doesn't even speak Spanish.
Giant blonde white girl.
Yes, and this guy is like going nuts, and she is keeping right up with him.
Is that right?
Yes, and it was such an amazing moment. It was so cool because I love the fact that she kept up with this Latin player.
Nice.
He was
especially
Puerto Rican.
in Miami. Okay, I didn't even remember he was
He
Puerto
was
Rican.
well, I remember because it was very daunting. I was
Yes.
intimidated.
Well, of course, and you still did amazing.
Thank
Like you still did amazing. So yes,
Dale. Yeah, anytime you get into percussion, right? Anytime you get into congas, bongos, that's what they call percussion. Timbali, when you play timbal, it's got a certain way, certain feel. You play timbali on the base of the timbal, and andale con Tito Puente. So it takes a different, and so I could imagine, right? But
Yes.
good job for you, Emily. Good job.
Gracias.
Put him in his place.
Thank you. I held my own, but I can't say I was like better than this professional
you're
Puerto
amazing.
Rican
Well,
percussionist.
sounds like you're pretty good.
but it wasn't about that. It was
okay.
about
It's not about-
keeping up with him, and
right.
you
Yeah.
did,
you're
and you
right.
did.
You're right.
Nice,
Thanks.
nice.
I'd like to point out too that she's the only one who actually plays an instrument full time, and that's her job. So that's pretty good.
Yes,
Ah, that's right.
that is true.
So we may
Yes.
have longer history because we're old, but you're the
That's
full time
amazing.
employee of
Full-time.
music right now. So that's pretty cool.
That is so true.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Thanks a bunch. I gotta say it's my family, my partner and my family have supported me because I don't know a ton of drummers who just support themselves solely.
Yes.
Right,
So
right.
it's just
true.
a tough business. So yeah,
is.
just a shout out.
Yeah, Emily, and that brings up a good point. I definitely want to, send a shout out to all the families out there, especially the families of Sor Over Luna and other musicians, because again, without your support, it's hard for people to do that. I know some musicians in the past are like, I can't do it because my wife, or I can't do this because my partner,
Yeah,
and it makes it tough. So the support is great.
Yeah.
Supporting and because it does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to craft your talent, no matter what it is, no matter what instrument you play. It takes a lot of time, and my wife could attest. I spent a lot of time down here in this basement, lots and lots
Well,
of
I wouldn't
hours.
say it's just great. It's like it's almost essential.
Right.
Because a lot of the things I did, even when I was touring, I was literally still breastfeeding my child, and my kids came with me, and my
Right.
husband came with me. And with all the support, like my mom came too, because when I was on stage and, they had to stay with the kids, my daughter got to see me on a national TV channel in Spain while she was like in the hotel room, which is really cool. Right now, I actually went back to Madrid just this past June to do a nostalgia show for the girl group I was in, MSM. Las Miami, and it was the most amazing feeling to have my kids there. It was like the best show I ever performed in because they were there.
Nice.
Front row with my husband. Like, I couldn't feel more love than in that moment. And the reason it was the best show is because the first show that I was completely present. As a musician, you might understand this. Sometimes when we do so many gigs in a row, it becomes very repetitive and you're so focused on different things, you're not really enjoying the moment.
That's true.
Even though you try to, it's not always just there because there's so many things going through your brain. And in that moment, I fully took it in and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah. This is magic.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So thank you very much, families out there, for supporting.
Yes.
Please continue to do that because we certainly appreciate that very much. Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Well, thank you, Emily. And then last but not least, tenemos a Jorge, and I've had a chance to meet Jorge as well. But Jorge, platicamos de su background. Tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy.
Well, I grew up in Panama City, Panama. When I was like 7 or 8, I saw my dad. Well, not my dad, my grandpa. He was playing guitar, an acoustic guitar. He's like, you want to learn? And then he started doing stuff, and I'm like, I think I can learn that. And I really liked it. They put me in school, so I went to school. I learned guitar, and the songs I was learning about the rabbits and the cows and this, and I'm like, I don't want to learn this. I want to learn Stairway to Heaven. I want to learn
music about
Iron
cows.
Maiden. Nice. Iron Maiden. I don't want to learn this. And the teacher was like, what do you want to learn? I'm like, I'm going to bring you the songs I want to learn. I cannot play guitar.
Good for you, Jorge.
And the rabbits and the cows and this, and I'm like, el conejito y la vaquita. I'm like, what? No.
Gallina, chicken.
Go hen. Yeah, no.
A mí me dicen el alacrán.
Así es. Right?
You would have learned Run to the Hills or something,
yes,
right?
For sure. So I started bringing songs, and then I actually, the guy, it was actually his son came one day, and he's like, oh, you got a good ear. Here, come with me. So his son, the son of the teacher that I was going, he got me one afternoon, and he started playing anything on the radio, CC Top or Leonard Skinner or this and that. And he's like, just find the note. Can you hear it? Boom, or nana. And I'm like, yeah. And then I started getting all the notes with my ear, not by notes or C or play F or this, just by ear, right? So I started forming bands when I was in high school. I was in Local 16. Local 16 is in YouTube. That's one of the bands I show Carla. And we played a lot in different bars down in Panama. One of the drummers, he studied in Berkeley, really good drummer. He came here. We played together since we were kids. The singer also, both of them really good singers, and we play in different bars and venues in Panama. Then we formed another band called Audio Espresso, and it was really heavy, and we play only music, no lyrics, like 30-minute song, 45-minute songs. Jam sessions. And we put a lot of, I don't know if you remember back in the day, iTunes had like the squirrels and the thing that goes with the music. Mm-hmm. So we'll put in a projector, and that will hit the whole band, and people were like tripping, like,
sounds
wow.
like you were in a fish.
Right.
Well, it wasn't fish. I love fish. I mean, I love jamming bands for sure.
Yeah.
But and then after that, we kept on playing. You know, that band also played in different bars. And then I moved here to Colorado. I mean, I'm going really fast. I know it's almost over. So
No, you're good. We have plenty of time. Take your time.
So I moved to Colorado. I mean, I studied in Florida. I actually, when I was in college there, I had a friend that had a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant. He's like, "You play guitar? Can you come and play in my restaurant for people?" I'm like, "I'm gonna play Stairway to Heaven to your customers. I ain't playing Mexican music because
I'm gonna serenade
I
them
just
all."
know
You're living the dream right
el
there.
rey, yo sé bien que estás
Estoy
afuera.
afuera.
That's it, and maybe Cielito Lindo, and I'm like, I don't know many
the-
Mexicans. I'm from
yeah.
Panama, so I'm gonna be playing probably Guns N' Roses, and they're gonna ask for Beatles maybe, and yeah.
Right.
So I
How'd it go?
love the England music, English music
Wait,
from England.
how did it go?
It went well, actually. I got tips.
Well,
I got
There you
I got a
go.
lot of tips, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, you know.
Like,
I
all
was
right,
even-
we-
I
wait, we
was-
can
know
make
they
some
you know,
money.
in college,
Yeah.
make some money, make some tips. I gotta pay the rent, and then go
Yes.
to college, and then, you know, I had a Volkswagen, like a '74 Volkswagen at $3, and you have a lot of gasoline for a long time. Yeah.
Are you also old?
Oh, yeah, I am very old. Well, yes. So then I started moving. I moved, I got married, I got kids, and I got divorced, and I got kids, and then I got divorced. And
Wait, I think we just
So
came up.
that's
Pattern
how-
emerging here.
yeah. And then now I have no more kids, but it's over. We have like a lot.
I think we just have our new original song now.
Yeah.
Now we know
right,
what to write about.
Right.
Right, exactly.
We're gonna, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna come up with an original song tonight, right here in the studio.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
We have to include
Yes.
3 divorces and like
Right.
40 children.
Yes.
Children's, yeah, and then the ones I know, I don't know.
It's gonna have to be a country song, though. I think maybe a Tejano song. Right?
Okay, Jorge.
And then I came to Colorado. Then I was working at Dish Network for 13, 14 years. Graphic designer, doing a senior graphic artist, doing a lot of graphics. And then I'm put a band for the Dish band. I'm like, let's do a Dish band. There's 5,000 employees in this building. There should be 3, 4 musicians.
There's got to be, right?
So,
You're like, come
right,
on.
right. So I did a sign and I put it in the main lobby, looking for guitarists. You want to play in a band? Blah 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 blah. I'm Jorge. I play bass. Let's form a band. So we form a band, and with Joe, his last name is Dominic, and D-A. Then we got Angelini, D-A, and then S was Scarpacci, and then H Huerta. So we got a name, a band called Dash instead of Dish, with the last names of everyone. So it was kind of cool, actually. And we perform here in Denver. You know, we performed in every single party from marketing for Dish Network, and it was beautiful. After that, I'm listening to a recording from a weekend in my headphones, in my computer on a Monday morning. And that's when Isa is like, what is that? Isa, a Venezuelan friend that worked with me, copywriter. So she's like, what is that you playing? Can I hear it? And she actually took my headphones and put her headphones. It's like, ooh, that sounds good. You guys got good rhythm. What? Is this what? I'm like, no, we're just starting. This is a couple weekends ago. And she's like, what? You need a singer. I'm like, yeah, I always wanted a female singer, beautiful female singer. And maybe, it'll be the cherry on the top if she plays an instrument. Yeah. She's like, I know who you can call. Call this lady. Go, search on YouTube. I'm like, oh, she's not gonna call me. What are you talking about, Isa? No. She's not gonna call me. And here we are.
Here we are.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Suckered
Yes.
Carlton.
Right? Yes.
We would be remiss
Beautiful.
not to
journey.
mention your design.
Oh, yeah.
You should mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
designer.
Absolutely.
He does
Yeah, I
all
know he does
over-
that.
All the
all over
logo,
He does all
the
our
logo,
stuff.
Nice.
Yes. And
So-
the website, yeah.
No,
Very
and
cool.
I was just gonna say he actually took 2 of my paintings.
Yes.
Because they're separate paintings of
How we
fairies,
came with the name,
sun,
remember?
and the moon, and he merged them together.
I went to her house.
Yes.
And
Solar Luna.
I saw a painting over there of the sun, but it was a full sun, and then the other one, and then she has a tattoo of a
I
moon
have
here
2 tattoos,
and a
sun
sun
and a
here,
moon,
and I'm
yeah.
like, we got to do something with that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grab that painting and that painting, and I'm gonna merge them into
awesome.
one.
Oh, nice.
So
But
that's
one of
what
the
you see.
reasons we came up with Soul Over Luna was because I had just seen that eclipse.
Yes.
Which was a total eclipse. It was a life-changing experience for me. Maybe I'm super cheesy, but I cried. It was the most amazing thing I had ever seen. When you see a total solar eclipse and you can take off your glasses and just see that ring of fire, it's just amazing.
And we also wanted a
Soul
name.
Over Luna. We wanted it to be Spanglish. We wanted
Yes.
it to be,
Oh, nice,
Spanglish.
nice.
you know, I'm obsessed with the moon and the stars and everything outer space.
And that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And so yeah, and Jorge made our beautiful logo. He does almost every single one of our posts that we do, like for, you know, any gig or whatever, he designs them. He's just an amazing graphic artist. And he also does that on the side if anybody
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
anything.
I have my own company.
You can definitely check out his Facebook. I know he's got some of his work.
JorgeAngelino.com too.
Yeah, he's got some of his work that he did on there. He's done. I think you just did a rap, right, for one of the restaurants.
Yes.
El que tiene el de pollo o algo, ¿no?
Portofino, I did rap for Portofino. I did rap for Waldo's Chicken and
Waldo's.
Beer.
Ándale.
Yeah, Waldo's Chicken and Beer. I've done Las Tortugas. I have done Casa Vallarta Mexican restaurant, Las Dalias.
Wow, I'm getting hungry already.
I know, right? I'm like, shoot,
you have a
we need to
restaurant,
go
you can
eat
do your
after this.
Restaurants, yes.
Nice.
And the merchandise, you can check on our website page. There's merchandise that you can check.
Very cool.
Hats and shirts and
Nice.
whatever you want.
Well, that's
We do it.
awesome. That
We
is
do-
awesome.
We do it all.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the Facebook page since you're here, Michael. Already, let's. Jorge, do you manage the Facebook page for the band?
No, what I do is I do the designs for
Okay.
every show. So Pagosa Springs, you can see it there.
Okay.
With the balloons, I
Yeah, I'm too
created
picky.
that.
Sorry,
and then-
I have to run it myself.
Yeah, no, that happened.
Yes, and then I did that one for grilling.
Oh, yeah, look at
stealing,
that,
And,
yep.
and since it was grilling, for
Yes.
barbecue kind of stuff.
Different venues, right?
So
Yep.
I'm like, I'm gonna put us on the fire.
Nice.
Yes. We're burning.
So I can do that. Just think about it, and I can put it on paper. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
There you go. Nice. Yeah.
That one, I did not do that one. I think.
I think
that
Brian
one,
might have done that one.
I did that
He
one, and
was
look,
looking
at
at that one. That one's
Look at
awesome.
That one was awesome.
I'm like, we're gonna
Yeah.
play in Little Bear. I'm gonna put the bear.
I'm the one who gets to be
licking
licked.
Licking
apparently.
Brian.
Brian's.
And Brian might get his head chopped off, but okay.
No,
Because
yeah.
everyone else is married, so you
Yeah, you can see his shadows on the guitar, so he looks like he is in there in the picture.
Sorry,
a lot of
Brian.
comments.
You gotta take one for the TV,
Exactly.
single guy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I bet you never had a lick.
I don't
from
really
a
look like
bear,
I mind there, though, right? So it's
No, you look like you're enjoying it.
Yeah, you look like, that's good.
Nice. Very cool. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can find them on Facebook. And then they also have a YouTube where they post a lot of their videos up on YouTube. And then Carla's got a personal YouTube as well. And I'm sure you guys all have videos out there that you could find.
And we're on Instagram as well.
On Instagram, okay, yeah. Instagram's a little different, right? I know it's. I like Facebook and YouTube for the most part. Instagram's a little bit different, but they all have their kind of platforms, and their
Yeah.
audiences for them. So,
So come see us
Yes.
Yeah.
January 3rd.
January
Little Bear.
3rd, we got to put that
Little
date
Bear.
down at Little Bear, and this is an
Carla's
evergreen.
35-year-old birthday.
Yes,
Oh,
35th
you're
birthday.
too kind.
Forever 35.
Evergreen, Colorado, right? Is that right?
Evergreen, Colorado.
Nice,
yes.
nice. Yeah, that's
On the
a
3rd,
cool little
January
venue.
Next year.
That's a cool venue. Yeah, we definitely got to check it out. And I might just go and do some live interviews or something like that.
Oh my
you know?
gosh,
amazing.
I would love it.
Amazing,
I would
yeah.
love
We'll
it.
continue the story.
Let me know. I'll put you on the
sure.
list.
Nice. All right. Well, but before we end, I definitely want to get to a few more other questions, and we got plenty of time. But maybe we can kind of run around the room here. I always like to talk about inspirations, right? So because everybody's got a different background, right? And again, I'm from San Antonio. Carla said she's from Miami. Everybody's from different backgrounds. So let's just talk a little bit about who were your musical inspirations as you were growing up, and starting to play music, starting to put bands together. Everything that we've been talking about. Who's kind of the inspirationals behind all that? So Carla.
Wow, I have way too many.
Right.
Growing up, I mean, I'm just gonna
Yeah, go
name a
ahead.
few, but you know, I grew up listening to Madonna and Michael Jackson and like Bon Jovi and Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. I mean, all those musics were, you know, I would sing all that.
A lot of the
style
pop stuff,
music.
right? The
Yeah, a
pop.
lot of the pop stuff, mainly the pop stuff, I would say. But then I really got into like Guns N' Roses. My brother was really actually into Guns N' Roses, who like brought it to me, and it was really funny because back then, like, you know, all the moms are like, "Oh, well, that's not good music." And,
So
you know, you kind
heavy.
of wanted to hear more like Def Leppard. I used to love, and Pour Some Sugar on Me, and all those songs. I mean, like, my first song that I ever learned to play on guitar was "Every Rose Has Its Thorn."
Nice. Yeah. It's by Poison, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
So I
class-
grew
that's
up
a
with, you know,
campfire
that,
song.
yes, with all that kind of rock as well. So, and Sarah McLachlan. So I go really, and then
Gotcha.
jazz, and you know, I got
Right,
into
right.
jazz and opera, but that's just a whole other thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. And again, it's interesting, right? So again, that, you know, I've said this in one of my other podcasts that, you know, in the back of our mind, somewhere in the back of our mind, right, as we're inspired by all these musicians, it starts to develop and create something in our minds, right?
Yes.
And then it comes out in our fingertips as we touch our music, as we're singing, as we're putting our original thoughts together. And a lot of it is, you know, life things that we go through as well. But the inspirations that we have kind of help, and you can sometimes hear a little bit of that as
Oh,
as
yes.
musicians. You can hear that in people, you know, which is a very cool thing, I think, you know, for sure.
Yes.
And that's awesome. Yeah, yeah. And like I said, you know, for me, it's you know, I grew up in South Texas, so it's Tejano music, and Tejano music, it, you know, was big like in the in the late '80s and early '90s, and Tejano music essentially came from Spanish, Mexicana music, and country. The two beat country music, like a two step, combined together, which made Tejano. And you include an accordion. So tienes accordion, you got a bass player, drummer, you can have some congas or some extra percussion. And in San Antonio, it's huge.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of, you know, and again, when I play music, you can kind of hear
You
that a
can
little
feel
bit.
it.
Yeah,
Es
and you
el
can feel it.
sazón que tienes
Exactly.
cuando tocas.
Exactly.
Well, it's interesting you say that because one of the things that really influenced me, and you wouldn't even know it, was jazz. When I sang jazz, because it's such a character that you become. Like,
Right.
I love singing with jazz bands because I would become this song. It was like I was acting.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that trickled into my performances, like when I'm performing live, because sometimes I become the person in that song.
Sure.
Every song has a story, right?
Yes, yes,
Even
it
if
does.
it's not your own story, you can just feel it and become part of
Yes,
it. So I feel
absolutely.
like that actually really influenced me.
Nice, nice. Very cool. Yeah. All right, Brian.
Yeah, so when I was young, my dad and my mom were really into classical music. So probably the first music I ever heard when I was in Japan was this composer named Gustav Mahler, who was Austrian. He was the first conductor of the New York Philharmonic, but he died pretty young at like 51, 52, and he's a composer that Leonard Bernstein, the conductor and composer, brought back in the 50s, and made him popular again amongst the classical crowd. So my dad listened to Mahler. It's very epic, symphonic stuff. But then also stuff like Coltrane and Miles Davis, Charles Mingus, Thelonious Monk, a lot of like jazz stuff. But then, you know, when I was about 11, 12, started listening to what was around at the time. And so, as Carla said, like Def Leppard, the Scorpions. Probably the most transformative thing with playing guitar was when I was 14, I got a chance to be front row to see Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh,
wow. It was the 1984 Double Trouble Tour.
Oh, my goodness.
And so it was at George Mason University in Virginia because I lived in the D.C. area at the time. And so, yeah, it was amazing. I mean, literally, it was about where my guitar is. You know, it's
Wow.
literally he was right there, and I was
That is
watching
crazy.
this guy, and he's just sitting there doing the Stevie Ray Vaughan thing. Which
Oh, my
He was
gosh.
famous at the time because obviously he was famous, but now, you know, since after he passed away, and you know, and years later, people remember him as almost like a legendary figure, kind of like a Hendrix and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so just to see him so just to see like somebody who's singing, but like basically he's just playing guitar and singing. And the whole crowd is just enraptured by this man standing there doing this, and I was like, "That's cool. I want to do that."
I'm doing that.
You know, yeah, you know, it's like I don't know if I'm good enough. But I'm gonna try to do that. You know,
That's right.
But yeah, so and it was an interesting journey because, like I say, I was in high school. I played in a band. We played stuff like Judas Priest and like, you know, Crazy Train and all the stuff. This was 1987.
We still play.
And yes, we still play like songs that you still play now, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the band Nasty Passion I mentioned, it was kind of strange because, yeah, Guns N' Roses had come out. I wasn't into a band just to name drop things like Hanoi Rocks is a band that a lot of people don't know. They're a Finnish band. The singer Michael Monroe. Guns N' Roses modeled their whole look and style off of Hanoi Rocks, and they were out in like the late '70s, early '80s. The member of their band Razzle was the guy who died when Vince Neil was in a car accident. Motley Crue, right? So their band kind of collapsed, but they were very influential on Guns N' Roses. So since I liked them, and when Guns N' Roses came out, we saw them on the East Coast, and we were like, that's really cool. So we were one of the first bands on the East Coast to cover Guns N' Roses. So I had to kind of, like Jorge was saying, back then you didn't have YouTube. There's no way to look at somebody playing and figure out what they're doing. So you had to do it all by ear. So I had to figure out like Sweet Child of Mine and Welcome to the Jungle by ear on like cassette tape. You know?
Pause, rewind. Pause, rewind.
Exactly,
Yes.
that old. And you can't slow it down, so you're like, do 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 do. Okay, hold on. Oh my God, you know what is this? So, but it was an interesting adventure with that because then we ended up going to LA, and I got a chance to meet them and stuff because they were at the time very biggest band in the world, and we had long hair. It's hard to imagine now, but I had long hair and the whole rocker look. 89, 90, and so we were part of the scene. So it was fascinating because I told people stories about meeting people, and they're like, "Wow, or you're name dropping or whatever." But I've explained that it's just like when I was in London or Tokyo. If you're in a scene, just like in Denver, all the musicians start to know each other because you're always going out, and you become friends or acquaintances, and so it's no big deal, really. When someone becomes famous, like world famous, then everyone's like, "Whoa," But until that point, you're just kind of like, oh, they're just a musician like me, and they're a friend. Yeah, And so really that's what I like about the community of musicians is that if we respect each other, and we can be friends or not, but everyone kind of respects each other.
No drama, please.
And their musical ability and talent
Right.
and originality, like if you write originals or whatever. So that's why I've always loved the music community because everyone's always supportive of each other. Sometimes there's, drama and things, but generally
No
speaking,
drama with us.
we don't have any drama. That's what I love about this band too.
Yes.
Nice.
And all the musicians all tend to support each other, and that you don't always find that in different communities.
Right.
So that's awesome.
No, I agree, Brian. Yeah, you said some real things for sure. And it, just the drama kind of brings everybody down, and so
Great
you definitely
bands.
don't want that. Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
Always breaking bands.
Yeah, and it blocks your ability to create music too because
Yes.
it
Yes.
blocks your thinking and your process and the
Totally.
feeling, and you definitely don't want that. So
100%.
Yeah, I always say that bands are kind of like families, but you're not necessarily blood related. So it's like all the responsibilities and the emotions and the dedication that you bring to a family, but you don't really have to be there.
Right.
So when something
By
happens, the drama, everything can fall apart faster than you
Oh, yeah.
realize
Very
because
fast.
if someone has a fight and they don't make up, well, that's kind of
That's
it,
it.
right? So it's not like you have to go and see them at Christmas, right? And so,
Well,
that's
you
the,
can
that's the
come
thing
to my
about
house
bands.
on
you know?
Christmas.
And that's why when you find a band like this where everyone's cool and they support each other, and of course you have critiques and but no one takes it personally, and they're just like everyone knows that you're trying to make the band better, and that's really a great thing.
it's worth preserving. Yep, and I can tell you guys, for those of you that are listening and haven't seen Solo Luna, you got to go check them out. Go check this band out. It's amazing. Este tremendo talento que tenemos aquí con estos. It's amazing. You guys are really going to enjoy that. So.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Emily, what about a little bit of your background or your inspiration? Sorry.
Oh, this will be so fast. It's pop punk, 90s pop punk was
Gotcha.
my whole jam. My dad had me grow up listening to, my dad's a music lover and a terrible musician. And he happily admits that, but we listened to a lot. And surf and blues were kind of a staple. I was less interested in playing blues, more interested in super up-tempo surf. So surf and pop punk were my jam.
Oh, cool.
Yep,
Good jam.
my jam.
Nice. All right. Y Jorge?
So, well, I grew up actually with a lot of arts in my house. My grandpa was a painter collector. He was also he loved music. He played guitar, and he was he had a lot of LPs, and I grew up with Tchaikovsky. I grew up with listening to Bach. I grew up listening to a lot of classical from him. Then my grandma also, she had records, and I grew up listening to a lot of things. And my dad was actually he was in a radio here, like the radio, the guy that speaks in the radio, and in New Orleans, actually, back in the day when I was 4 years old, and he brought a lot of LPs to the house, 45 and the 33s, and they were small, medium, large. I still have those records, by the way. I do have my grandparents' collection and my father's collection of 45s. I still have them, and I love playing records. So I have a lot of records. My first album that I bought actually was a Dynasty from Kiss. That was the first album that I bought. I'm like, Gene Simmons, cool bass player. So, right? I'm like, And then my second album was Fly By Night by Rush. Nice. And then I'm like, I gotta go get more. And then I bought. I have almost all the collection from Rush, like 16 albums of Rush, and so I grew up, and my parents sent me to England. My father died when I was 5 years old, so I grew up with my grandparents, and they sent me to England like twice, different years, for 3 months, and I spent all my money on records. They were like £3.99, £4.59. So I brought a lot of Iron Maiden, a lot of Judas Priest, Exciter, a lot of heavy metal. So I grew up with a lot of heavy metal. I came to Panama, and then I started playing guitar, learn. I got my first Telecaster guitar, red with white. Ooh, nice. And I played in a band. I shouldn't say the name because it's censored. We played thrash metal and heavy metal, and it was Eat, Shit, and Die. So that was the name of the band, and it was a lot of
Wait,
I want to interrupt really quick and say, remember when I made fun of you for Normal?
Right, yeah.
Take it back?
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back,
exactly.
yes.
Eat beep.
There it is.
There you go.
You gotta time it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready?
You said it's unscripted, right? So here we go.
All right, yeah, it's okay. Ready?
Sure.
Here we go. Eat
and die.
Yes. Yes. And do it again because the name of the next band too is not good. So up.
Oh God.
What?
There's another thing going on.
Not
I thought
the soda, not the
Point
soda.
was
Yeah, no, not the soda. And then I joined Local 16, that was normal with
name.
Tete Oliveira, Juan Carlos Adames, and Moises Abadi. So all of them from Panama City, Panama.
Nice.
Amazing musicians too. And we have on YouTube, we play in different places, and we on COVID. During COVID, I went to Panama to visit, and they're like, why don't we record what we did back in the day? I'm like, all right, that sounds good. So I recorded from here. Everybody recorded from their house.
Nice.
And we created videos from their house, and we put all the music. Juan Carlos Adames, he has a recording studio, and he put all the songs, the bass lines. Moy recorded the drums with click track. He's a freaking machine, like
he's a good
like
drummer.
you, like really like a clock. Like you see a clock, you say 123 and a half, and like Emily, exactly like Emily. I'm like, oh my God, and we play, and it was amazing. So that's my background, is a lot of metal, rock, jazz, classical, funk. Right now I like soul. You name it. There's
Nice.
a lot of different bands.
That's awesome. That's
You know
awesome.
what he just made me realize though, while listening to all of them, they all have really cool like rock kind of, inspirations.
Yep.
Dude, I think my first album was Menudo.
I can play some Menudo Steels on the guitar.
You're forgiven.
Okay.
You're forgiven. It's okay.
Like I'm
I
like so
remember.
poppy and like girly and like
Y yo no bailo.
and New Kids on the Block, I forgot about them.
Yo no bailo.
Yes, yes.
And they're all like cool, like,
Yes.
Believe it or not, I think New Kids on the Block are in Vegas right now. I want to say they're doing some sort of
oh
like
my
a
gosh.
comeback
I was
tour or something.
obsessed.
Wow,
Yeah, I
right,
was
yeah.
obsessed with them.
I don't know about Menudo. We may not be able to find Menudo no more.
Well,
but-
I have one of my friends is an ex-Menudo.
Oh,
His name is
okay.
Ashley. He was from the second generation.
Okay.
Nice.
And I did meet Ricky Martin one time in
Oh,
one of
cool.
Emilio's events. He was just
Nice.
Nice.
So
What about do
sweet.
you remember the Barrio Boys? Remember?
yes, I remember the
Yeah.
Barrio Boys. Yes. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
We should play a Menudo
Memories
song.
and Boys to Men. Like I was really into Boys to Men. That's what I'm saying. It's like too many. Like
Right,
it's-
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Everybody, and that's what I'm saying. That's a
ridiculous.
cool question because everybody's got a different background and
Yeah,
experience.
they're super cool. I'm a
Yes.
little more cheesy.
We went to see Victor Wooten.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Victor Wooten too.
Well, very cool. Well, awesome. Well, guys, I think we're kind of coming
We're
up
out
on
of
time
time.
here. Yeah, but and what we may end up doing is we may end up doing like a part 2, and maybe I'll catch you guys when you guys are playing live or something like that. But
that'd be amazing.
we can continue because again, we could be here for a long time, and it's a great thing that I definitely appreciate it. Having Solo Over Luna and you guys coming over to the studio and spending some time here with us. And also want to thank Michael for running production for us. He's been doing a great job. Thank you, Michael, for doing that. Yeah, and
Push that button.
I'm gonna give that button to Carla over here so she can hit it. But so definitely got to check these guys out. Like I said, find them on Facebook. Check out their next gig, January 3rd at the Bear, the Little Bear. I believe
Little
it's in
Bear.
Evergreen, Colorado. If you guys haven't been out there, it's a beautiful drive. You get up there, and guess what? You can call my buddy Ernesto, and he'll take you up there.
Yes.
So let's go to that sponsorship video here. And again, I want to mention that Airport Transportation LLC, he's got some amazing vehicles. He's going to take care of you. He's going to take you to the ski resorts. He'll take you to the Little Bear to go see Sol Over Luna. Whatever it is that
right.
you need, right?
Yes.
And
Pew, pew,
definitely.
pew.
There we go. See. Yeah. All right. Event and airport transportation.
That was me. Yes, I got to do it.
Yes, Carla.
Yes.
Yeah, but
For
definitely
Ernesto.
give them a call. It's 720-699-1575, or you can go to the website at www.limolimo.limo and tell them that Fast 80 sent you. He's going to hook you up. He's going to get you a good drive, and he's going to take you over to the Little Bear to go see a Sol Over Luna on January 3rd. So there you go. No excuses, right? No excuses.
No
Yes,
excuses.
yes. Come see us. Life.
I mean, he may want to sit there and drink a couple beers with us, so maybe he'll have a
Nice
backup
man.
driver
Oh.
or something,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But once again, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate this, and like I said, we might continue with our part 2. But again, local vibe here. It's all about bringing local talent to the studio, and I think we're doing just that, bringing some live performances. And this is dedicated to all the local musicians out there here in the Denver, Colorado area. Like I said, for me, when I got here, I moved here from South Texas. The first thing I started doing was looking for musicians. I found them, and now I'm bringing them to the home studio and bringing them to the TV right for you guys on YouTube, right? So it's an awesome thing. All right, Thursday, December 18th, I also have Elise with a special guest. They're going to be here next Thursday, and we're doing the live podcast every week. And I tell you what, the schedule is filling up so fast that right now it's all the way through April, and I may end up,
How are we gonna do part 2 in April?
no, we'll figure it out. I'll make a day. And but anyways, so I may end up doing like 2 days a week if I have to, to get this done. So I appreciate it for sure. And then on Friday night, Friday, December 19th, we're doing a sneak peek of Atomic X. They're going to be playing as well. And then that's going to be one of the weeks that we're going to be doing double podcasts. So, again, it's going to be a busy schedule, but it's dedicated to all the local musicians out there. So once again, thank you very much, Sol Over Luna, for being here.
Thank
You guys are amazing, amazing talent. And I'm going to let Carly hit the button one more time over here.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate your support. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys. Everybody say bye.
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 Adios. Adios.
Adiós, adiós en
chao.
español, en
Gracias,
inglés.
Eddie,
Ándale.
gracias.
Oh, yeah, mucho, yeah. Thank you.